Hey there, how's it going? It is your muscle building coach, Lee Hayward here with another Ask Lee video Q&A. And this question was submitted on my Facebook page by Alex. And Alex is asking, can there be a good balance between muscle building and fat burning? Gaining muscle and losing fat at the same time. Alright, this is a bit of a controversial topic, and you're going to hear different answers depending on who you talk to. Some people will say, no, it's impossible, you have to be either bulking or cutting, there's no, in between, or you can't do both simultaneously. And then other people will say, absolutely, you can build muscle and burn body fat at the same time. And it all depends on the individual, the level of conditioning they're at, and what their goals are. So to give you an example, a beginner, someone who is out of shape, not exercising, not eating properly, they can build muscle and burn body fat at the same time. In fact, it's easy for beginners, I'm not going to say easy, but it's easier for a beginner to build muscle and burn body fat at the same time, because if you take someone who's totally deconditioned and just put them on a good sound workout routine and a good nutrition program, their body's going to respond very well. They're going to literally build muscle due to this stimulation that they're getting from the exercise and the weight training. And because they're cleaning up their diet, being more consistent with their meals and eating the proper macronutrients and all that good stuff, they're going to be burning body fat while still providing the nutrients needed to build muscle. So they can do both. A beginner who's put on a good program can build muscle and burn body fat at the same time. Now, it may not be as dramatic as they want, and you'll still need to tip the scales in favor of one goal or the other. So, like if you're kind of the skinny fat guy, you probably want to be in more of a caloric surplus and focus more on gaining mass while still simultaneously trimming off some body fat. And if you are overweight, then you'd want to tip the scales in more of a caloric deficit so that your main goal is to maximize fat loss, but a side effect of that is going to be building some lean muscle in the process. And what you need to do with all these is track your results. Get yourself a body fat caliper and good body scale, so a good accurate scale that you can use, and track your measurements. So know if you're gaining lean muscle and burning body fat by knowing exactly what your lean mass is, what your fat mass is, and tracking this on a weekly basis. And then you can see the numbers changing week by week. Now, when you get to a more advanced athlete, so like a competitive bodybuilder or a professional athlete or someone in that kind of category, someone that's at the top of their game, this is when it's harder to build muscle and burn body fat at the same time. And this is why athletes, for example bodybuilders, will have a off-season training where they focus on primarily building lean muscle mass, and then they have their pre-contest training where they focus primarily on burning body fat, because they know that at the level they're at, they can't do both simultaneously. For example, when a bodybuilder is in the final weeks before a competition, they have to make sacrifices that will actually sacrifice some lean muscle gains in order to achieve maximum fat loss. So they'll have to be in a very strict caloric deficit. They'll have to cut back on their carbohydrate intake. They'll have to take all these little precautions and measures to maximize fat loss, and in doing so, they're also going to be sacrificing some muscle gain in the process, and probably even losing some muscle. But it's all for the greater good, because they know that they're going to look better on stage, leaner and smaller than bigger and fuller. I mean, more often than not, on the bodybuilding stage, the most ripped competitor is going to win. Now, when you get to the highest levels, like the national levels and the pro levels, all the bodybuilders are ripped at that stage. So that's where size really comes into play a good deal of the time. But like on a lot of amateur stages, for more often than not, the most ripped competitor is going to win or place very high. So that's why a lot of bodybuilders focus so much on getting ultra ripped when it comes to contest preparation, and in doing so, they will actually sacrifice some muscle in the process. But again, so to answer your question, Alex, or to recap, is it possible to gain muscle and burn body fat at the same time? Yes, it is, but it depends on the level of the person we're talking about. So for beginners or intermediates, absolutely, you can gain muscle and lose body fat at the same time. For people who are at the top of their game, pro athletes, bodybuilders, and things like that, you're going to have to focus on one or the other. So hopefully that helps clear up that question about gaining muscle and losing fat. Now, if you have any comments or feedback about this video, please feel free to post them down below, and I'll chat to you down there. And if you have any other Ask Lee video suggestions, then just go to my Facebook page and post them there, and I'll do my best to help you out. In the meantime, have yourself a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Over and out.